Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. As you come into the chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It allows YouTube to spread the algorithm. And we got a very, very interesting topic today. We got to talk about the loners. I got 15 reasons why lone wolves, lone riders are more influential people. They influence the world more, and I'm going to prove that in this particular live stream. And it's going to be quite interesting because a lot of y'all are going to relate to this topic. Some of y'all are going to completely embody a lot of these characteristics, if not all of these characteristics. I mean, it's going to be very revealing and eye-opening. Now, let me talk about what this video here is designed to do before I greet you all, the good people. This video here is basically designed to help you to put things into a new perspective. Question those that you surround yourself with. Really pay attention to who is in your immediate circle. Pay attention to the qualities that they have, some of the characteristics that they may share among you. Because it's very important to really analyze society as a whole, but it is imperative to know who your immediate circle is to see how you maneuver. And also, this video is going to allow you to walk your Damascus road. That road of solitude, that road that not many people tend to walk. You'll actually get an opportunity to see the importance of actually going on your own solo mission for a time period. Anytime we talk about being dolo and being solo, it's always for a time period. It's always for growth, development. It's always to bring you to a higher level of knowledge, bring you to a new level of ascension, and help you to stand on a new plateau. But that's what this video is pretty much about. Who we got up in here? We got Kara Janelle in the house. Y'all go subscribe to Kara Janelle, powerful sister. You got Darius in the house. What's good? What's good? We got Neil Ortiz. What's up, bro? What's good? What's good? We got Hulk Strong in the house. What's good? As y'all come into this chat, make sure y'all mash the thumbs up. We want this video to definitely spread here. Yeah, we got New Zealand in the house, all over the world. That's to the world over. Yeah. I see y'all rolling in. I see y'all rolling in. Man, we're going to talk about 15 reasons why the loners are the most influential people. Yes, we're going to go there. We're going to go there. Now, there's a lot of reasons. We're going to go through them, y'all. Number one, and yes, y'all, I took some notes. I wrote this down. Sometimes I get to thinking, open my notebook up, and start jotting things down, all right? 15 reasons, right? Number one, when you are a loner, you are always learning. You are always learning. You have no other voice but you, yourself, and I. You, yourself, and yourself. That's all you got. So it quiets down all of the noise. It gives you a keen sense of focus, and you're able to actually absorb knowledge. I mean, this is a fact. I mean, you have people who deliberately spend time isolated, and they became way more absorbent. There's things that change in your mind. There's things that change within your psyche when you are actually alone. You begin to absorb what's around you. You become more cognitive to your surroundings. And it's a mechanism that the Most High placed in us as people. It's a mechanism where you become more socially aware when you're alone, because you have no choice but to focus on your surroundings. So therefore, you begin to learn more. You become more absorbent. You sit there and things become more transparent and revealing to you. And this is the reason why John, the Revelator, went to the island of Patmos to be alone, where he wrote 3 books of the Bible. That time alone on that island, He was just learning. He was absorbing information. The Most High Heavenly Father was able to permeate through his soul. He was able to show him different things. And that's what gave him the creativity needed. And listen, being alone also propels your creativity. All right. And that goes a part of learning, because the same part of your brain that creates is actually a part of your brain that learns as well. Learning and creativity go hand in hand. And that's the reason why when you're alone, you learn more. That's number one. Number one, when you are a loner, you're always learning. Now, for those who don't know, the greatest teachers in the world, the most influential people in the world, are the best students in the world. All right? The people who are the most influential, they learn the most. All right? They are the most absorbent people. We're talking about influence. And influence, let's just stop for a second and focus on that word. For all you chosen, righteous, targeted individuals, brothers and sisters who have been through the perils and the persecutions, it is important now than ever for you to ascend to the next level of influence. All right? Everything that you've been through was designed to create the great works that the Most High have bestowed upon you, to influence those who are lost, those who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, those who can't see the whole picture. It's your responsibility as someone who's been ran through the ringer to actually come out on top and promote that influence. And influence is very strong. Influence is not necessarily you having social media influence. Influence can be how you conduct yourself on a day-to-day basis, how you treat others, and how people change after interacting with you. All right? And influence can be positive or negative, but we're focusing on a positive. All right? So number one was that the loner is always learning. And we know that the greatest teachers are the greatest learners. All right? Number two, the loner always acts deliberately. All right? The loner always acts deliberately. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that when you are alone, you're forced to be concise. You're forced to make decisions that are deliberate. A lot of people who are around people constantly, I'm talking about constantly in a group, constantly around family, constantly around this person, constantly around that person, they have so much influences coming from different directions. A lot of the times the decisions that they make are not deliberate decisions. It's based on the fact that they're hearing different voices coming from different places. So they tend to have a difficult time making a deliberate decision. And I'm going to tell you how being deliberate is very important when it comes to influence. Now, you have to know which way to move. You have to know which way to move. You cannot not know which direction you're going and try to reach people in your immediate circle, people who may be coming into some truth, people who may have some similitude of righteousness, people who may be on the right path. You cannot lead them down that right path if you don't have deliberate decision-making skills. And these skills come from being alone. Because when you are alone and you are in crucial, critical situations where you have to make a life-changing or a life-altering decision, you have to act deliberately. You're taught to act deliberately. You have to, because you have no one to turn to, so your choices are your choices. And you have to live with your choices. You understand? Absolutely. The real Derek Jackson says we can't be hypocrites. Absolutely. And you got to act deliberately. You got to know which way you're going before you try to influence someone else to which way they're going. All right? And that's just how it is. That's another trait that you gain from being a loner. All right? Number 3. The loner takes action. The loner takes action. See, when you in a crowd, right? When you in a group, when you in that mentality of thinking like everybody else thinks, there's a lot of this that goes on. A lot of talk, 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 talk. People talk about what they plan to do, what's going on with this person, what's going on with that person. Oh, you know, we're going to get this together. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. But when you are a loner, you act more on your thoughts, on your sensory details, on your impulses. You just act before you tell people your plans. And you realize that everybody do not respect your plans. Everybody don't want to see you succeed. Everybody don't want to see you successful. Everybody don't want to see your plans come into fruition. That's just a fact. But when you acting alone, you are quick to act. You become action orientated. And that's very, very important in your walk and your journey to become action oriented. A simple line goes like this: don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. So you begin to really be about that action, not about talk. While the whole group is sitting there talking about what they gonna do, what they plan to do, how this gonna happen, how that's gonna happen, you already moving. You already action oriented. You already doing instead of talking. Very important in your walk with the Most High. Very important. He needs people that are action oriented, who just not about talk. All right. That's why we in the situation we in. You got all these so-called leaders in the world who come to the defense of our people when we're in social bondage, when we're in I would say persecutions, or we are facing certain events that take place. You got all these world leaders that come out and they do a lot of this. They do a lot of this. There's a lot of dialogue. But as people, we need action. We need your Jay-Z's and your Oprahs, and we need all of these pastors and preachers who making millions of dollars to actually put that money together and do something for our people. Do something that's tangible. Build something up. We need people who will do. You understand? So when you become a loner, you understand the importance of being action oriented. All right. Now, that's number 3. We got always learning, act deliberately, and action oriented. Now, also, the loner is always listening. The loner makes a good listener, a thoughtful speaker, and a good listener. Now, we already spoke about the importance of absorbing information, but let's talk about how being alone allows you to listen better. All right? It heightens your skills to be able to critically analyze when you're hearing something. You hear everything. You're deciphering everything that comes and proceeds out of a person's mouth. You're listening to the news. You're hearing every sensory detail. You're cognitive. You become a better listener. Now, why is this? In your time of solitude, in your time of being alone, forcing yourself to face yourself, becoming acquainted with who you are, there's no distractions. You're able to learn. You're able to listen. Now, when people speak, you're hearing every little word because, listen, there's a defense mechanism that comes on you when you're alone for a time period. There's a defense mechanism. And this defense mechanism comes because you realize that the people that were around you a lot of the times were draining your energy. These people had different motives to be in your life. They had different motives to be in your life. And these motives a lot of the times don't become apparent until you have time to think by yourself. So if you ever notice, right? If you ever notice, there are certain people who constantly gotta be in your ear because they feel like they're losing grips. That's why it's great to have friends that know that we all live in separate lives. We all doing our own thing. But when we come together, we form Voltron. We form Voltron. Those the type of friends you want. The type of friends that when you come actually in contact with, y'all form Voltron and y'all powerful together because y'all all walk that Damascus road. And you'll be able to tell those type of friends because when you're alone for a while, you can listen to people's motives. You can feel their energy. And when people are talking to you, you're hearing what they're saying. It's resonating what they're saying. You'll understand the spirit underneath what they say. All right? So, number 4 is you become a better listener. You become a better listener when you're a loner. And this plays into being more influential as well. Because when you can listen, when you can absorb, the influence that you have becomes, you understand how to respond. See, your response is what's important. You'll realize the importance of words. You understand? When you're alone and you learn to listen, you understand the importance of the words that you put in the atmosphere. So when somebody is interacting with you, you're listening to their words because you want to respond and put certain energy out in the atmosphere. And you understand the importance of that. Being a good listener. Being a good listener comes with being a loner, and it makes you more influential because it really controls the energy you put out. All right? Now, also, the loner connects more. Yes, the loner connects more. Now, who does the loner connect with? The Most High God is who the loner connects with. In this walk of truth, learning my identity, learning who I am, as far as my nationality goes, and learning the truth of the Holy Bible, coming into this truth, there was a lot of groups, camps, organizations. They tend to, I would say, shun and disregard brothers and sisters who choose not to be a part of organizations, of organized religion whatsoever. They will call these brothers and sisters individualites because we found out we were Israelites. But they will call brothers who are not a part of the group, not a part of the camp, not a part of any movement, they will call them individualites. And they will use that as a shaming tactic. And that was real prominent during the time where I was learning the truth. And I found that rather confusing because it's like, if you want to teach us the word, for us to have a personal spiritual awakening, because none of us own this awakening. None of us own the truth. And none of us own what the Most High has put out. The spirit flows. The spirit moves. So the loner actually connects to the Most High. Not an elder, not a leader, not a pastor, not a deacon, not even the teachers who are teaching, who are solo acts, as we like to call them. The loner actually connects to the higher power because the loner has nobody else to call on. The loner has nobody else to connect to. You understand? So the loner tends to have their head to the sky. The loner tends to go to places of isolation to call out upon the Most High. And it's been shown many, many times in history. So the loner connects more, and the loner connects with other people more. Yes, the loner connects with other people more. The loner connects with nature more. The loner connects with the spiritual realm more. Now, let's talk about why the loner connects with other people more. The loner connects with other people more because there's a sense of confidence that comes with standing your own. People connect to that confidence. People relate to that confidence. And confidence is actually the biggest connection in social interaction. All right. That's what make people comfortable. That's what people make people open up. That's what people make people um, gravitate towards you as a person, as an individual, as someone who has light. It's the fact that you were able to stand your own. And there's something that's built up within your spirit from having the courage to go outside of the crowd. So the loner connects more. All right. The loner connects more. Now, that is number what? I told y'all I wrote a list, man. We got 15. We got 15 on this list, and we on number 7. And if you enjoying this stream, y'all make sure y'all mash that thumbs up, y'all. Let's get this video moving around, y'all, because you know what? A lot of people are gonna get a lot of benefits off this video because listen, there's people that people are dealing with in their circle that they got to get the hell away from and spend some time to yourself. Nothing selfish about getting some you time and getting to know yourself. Now, we on number 8. Number 8 of the characteristics of the loner that makes a loner more influential. All right, number 8. The loner focus on what matters. Focuses on what matters. Listen carefully. You know what? People muddy the waters. I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be a loner for life. Yeah, I'm going to have family that I deal with. Of course. Yeah, I'm going to have friends I deal with. But I'm going to be a loner for life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because loners focus on what matters. On what matters. You know, people muddy the waters because people with their voices, their opinions, their thoughts, and when you get a lot of people in one place, people tend to lose focus on what matters because you got many people focused on different things. Many people have different motivations and motives. Many people are going different directions. Many people are focused on a wrong damn thing. And then when you alone, you be like, you know what? None of that this group is focused on actually matters. None of it matters. None of it. The direction they're going doesn't matter. What they're talking about doesn't matter. I need this time to myself to figure out what really matters in my life. That's the mentality that you got to have. And I promise you, the Most High God will show you what matters. And you will focus on what matters. You will be deliberate in your actions on what actually matters. You won't allow people to entangle you. You'll focus on what matters. That is number 9. Or that was number 8. Number 8 on why the loner is the most influential. Number 9. Oh yeah, this is a good one, y'all. This is a good one. They have high expectations for themselves and others. They have high expectations for themselves and others. Now, when you're alone, your standards go up. Your standards go up. Now, this one here is actually a double entendre, a double-edged sword. This one has pros and cons, right? This one has pros and cons because when your standards go up, when your expectations on others go up, you're going to be disappointed a lot in people. You're going to be disappointed a lot in people because your sense of integrity is heightened. You begin to realize that a lot of people don't have integrity. There's a huge lack of integrity. And you being alone, you get a way higher understanding on what integrity is. Because you know why? Because you begin to understand yourself more, and you know what you don't like. You understand what hurts your feelings. You understand what you consider to be rude. You understand yourself. You understand why you can't treat people a certain way because you wouldn't want to be treated that way. Just tangible things that the Bible actually teaches, like treat your neighbor the way that you would like to be treated. You actually learn that being alone, to treat your neighbor how you would like to be treated, because you get to know yourself. You get to understand how you like to be treated. You understand how integrity works. And you're going to be disappointed often. This one is a double-edged sword when it comes to influence, because if you're not careful, if you don't have a lid on your anger, your frustration, if you have not gotten a lid on your patience as a person, this can backfire. Because if people treat you wrong, you can just blow up, because you know, man, that ain't how you supposed to treat somebody. That ain't how this is supposed to go. So you automatically will blow up on a person like, nah, I demand my respect. I demand to be respected. And that can go wrong sometimes, because you don't realize that people don't have that sense of integrity because they never really spent enough time evaluating themselves. So sometimes the way they conduct themselves, it just happens. They haven't gained discipline over themselves. And if you react to how they act, a lot of the times you're entertaining demons, entertaining demonic spirits, entertaining those spirits in people that are actually out to cause a rift. So you definitely gain a heightened sense of morality, integrity, and things of that nature. You have a higher expectation on others. Number 10. Actually, this is number 9. You understand yourself. You understand yourself. Do you know how many people get in poisonous relationships? Do you know how many people end up being part of a detrimental group that leads them straight to hell? Do you know how many people fall victim for not understanding themselves? Just for not understanding themselves. And listen, I'm guilty of this. Not knowing what's your pet peeves, not knowing what's a trigger to you. Here's an interesting fact. A lot of people who go to AA meetings and struggle with alcoholism, right? Struggle with, any any form of addiction. Let's just say any form of addiction. A lot of the times there's triggers. And that's one of the first things they teach you. Like, it's triggers to what is making you fall to this device that's working against you. Now, you don't really know those triggers when you are initially engaged in those habits. It takes time to really know yourself and figure out what it is that triggers you. What is it that brings you to a level of falling? What is it that brings you into remission? What is it that makes you fall short? What is the trigger? Now, a lot of the times you don't know until you know yourself. The best way to know yourself is spend time by yourself, learning who you are, evaluating yourself. And I'm going to tell you, it's very, very healthy to spend time in public alone. Spend time in public alone, ladies and gentlemen. And this is some real good advice I'm giving you. Like, do you know how difficult it is for the average person to go to a restaurant, sit down at that restaurant, and eat by themselves? I mean, just have a meal by yourself. Go to a movie by yourself. Do things alone. Take a trip by yourself. I'm telling you, when you move like this for a little while, just do it for a little while. I'm telling you, it's gonna build your confidence to another level. You are going to feel exuberated, just basically maneuvering on your own, standing your own ground, standing your own balance, and most of all, you're gonna learn so much about the world and the people in it. You're gonna learn a lot about the world and the people in it. I'm telling you right now, very important. So that was number 9. Number 9 was understanding yourself. Now we on number 10, y'all. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Told you I wrote a list, man. We on number 10. Mash the thumbs up, y'all, cause these last 6, last 5, they straight up revealing. Y'all make sure y'all mash the thumbs up. We got what, 556 in here, 270, 282 likes. Let's get them, y'all. Let's get them. If you stand behind this type of material, spread it, y'all. Spread it, spread it. Now, we on number 10. Number 10. Oh man, that's a good one. Oh, I like this one right here. They focus on their strengths, but they understand their weaknesses. Yes. The loner focuses on their strengths, but they understand their weaknesses. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. When you get to know yourself, right, you know your weaknesses. You don't focus on your weaknesses. You focus on what propels you to the next level. You focus on what brings you to the next level of ascension. You focus on what brings you to a higher spiritual level. You know your strengths. You know that what type of abilities you have, but you definitely know your weaknesses. And the Most High shows you your weaknesses as way more when you're alone. He shows you what your weak points are. He'll talk to you like, you see that? You messed up with that. You're not moving right with that. You're not making the right decisions in that area. All right, look, you're weak in this area. You know, we are all vessels. And our vessel has to focus on mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. And we often as people are struggling all the time, and we're fighting between the different I would say issues that we have with which each vessel, which each dimension, excuse me. Every dynamic struggles. Body, flesh, spirit. When you're alone, the Most High will magnify that to you, and it can be troubling at first. I'm telling you, it can be very troubling at first to see all your weakness, and you'll realize, dang, I got way more weaknesses than I thought. But the Most High will make sure you don't focus on the weaknesses. You'll focus on your strengths, and that way, when you're dealing with others, you're only showing them the strengths. You're not dwelling on your weaknesses. You're not dwelling on it. You focus on your strengths, and that's very important. And it's very important to get a hold of those weaknesses, because you can't conquer those weaknesses unless you know what they are. You don't know what they are unless you self-evaluate. All right? Unless you self-evaluate. All right? All right, so we on number 11. Number 11. Oh, this is fire. Number 11 is that you're more adaptable and indispensable. You're more adaptable when you're alone. When you are walking the life of a loner, you become way more adaptable. I mean, you got to learn how to adapt to your surroundings. You got to learn to adapt to people. You got to learn how to shield your spirit from, I would say, spirit invaders. You got to learn how to adapt. I mean, you have to, because listen, it's a level of discomfort. It's a level of discomfort that comes when you spend time alone, because you're used to interacting. You're used to having that connection with different people and things of that nature. You're used to spending time with individuals and gaining some of their energy It's a lot of variables that come into play. But when you're alone, you're forced to adapt to being alone. You're forced to adapt to analyze yourself, and there's growing pains that come with it. But also, you're forced to adapt with other people because there's a transition that happens spiritually. There's a transition that takes place spiritually when you learn to adapt and stand alone. Because then you realize who's the threat, who's the enemy, who are those who coming against you. Then you begin to maneuver, as the Bible say, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You become adaptable. You know how to move. You just know how to address certain situations. You got to adapt. And only being a loner, you will learn how to adapt truly. Only being a loner. Now, oh, this is a good one, y'all. And we on number 13. We on number 13. It's a good one, y'all. The loner values other people. The loner values other people. The loner becomes empathetic. Yes. Now, we talk a lot about empaths on this channel. We talk about those who are empathetic, those who are kind-hearted, those who have a regard for human life. We talk a lot about those people. This is another one that's a double-edged sword. This is another one that has pros and cons. Trust and believe me, there's a lot of pros and cons that come with being an empathetic soul, being an empath. Now, since you have spent time alone and you have gained a heightened sense of spirituality, you've also gained a lot more compassion for people. All right? This compassion can often be misdirected if not careful. All right? Now, what I mean by that is you become more empathetic, which makes you more susceptible to allow certain individuals in who are hurting. All right? You're going to allow people in who are hurting. And sometimes, unfortunately, hurt people will hurt people because their wounds have not been healed. They have not been delivered. So what end up happening is your empathy allows those people to gravitate towards you, allows those people in, and it can do a few things. It can drain your energy, number one, or it can cause detriment to your life. Now, that's the con. That's the con. That's the con to it. But there's definitely a pro. And that con can be avoided if you just use the spirit of discernment and you pray before you allow certain people in. You really come into one accord with the connectivity that you have with the Father, right? And we all make these mistakes, especially when we're vulnerable. When we at a time of vulnerability, you always, and somebody, especially if somebody else is going through something and you going through that something, that does not make grounds to build a relationship with. That does not make grounds to connect with. Although it feels good, it feels right, it's not always right. All right? Now, let's talk about the pros of being empathetic. We already talked about how to avoid the cons. Let's talk about the pros of being empathetic. Now, the pros is this. The Most High blessed you to have a warm heart in a world that's waxing cold. As the book of Matthew said, the love of many shall wax cold. The love of many shall wax cold. Now, why is this such a blessing? That you can actually feel for people. When you see people struggling, when you see people hurting, why is it that it's a good thing that you feel for them? Because listen, that love that you have for your people, the Most High will use that. He will use that. He will transmute that energy to you, first of all, mentally helping your people, spiritually helping your people, and then ultimately, even physically helping them. He will actually make what's in the spiritual realm come into physical relevance. And he will give you the tools to actually help your people. And that comes and aligns with influence, because the Bible says, the Bible tells us that charity covers the multitude of sins. Charity covers the multitudes of sins, and it's better to give than to receive. So the empathy that you have will allow you to give to those who are in need. It would allow you to help those who are in need. It would allow you to help those. And that is very important in these last days. Being empathetic is a blessing, not a curse. Now, we talked about the pros and the cons of being empathetic, but that definitely happens when you're alone. Definitely happens when you spend some time alone. All right? And that was number 13. That was number 13, y'all. Actually, yeah, that was number 13. And now we on number 14. The loner is constantly analyzing. The loner is constantly analyzing. Yes, indeed. We question everything. We question everything. Everything. You cannot pull the wool over the eyes of the loner. Listen, we had to face ourselves. The battle of the mind, the battle with yourself, is the biggest battle you're going to face. Yeah. Yeah, that mental torment. Yeah. I'm going to allow that siren to pass. Forgive me for any background noise you might have heard in this stream. I'm going against the elements. I'm out here in the public right now. But yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, they cannot pull the wool over your eyes. We see it three-dimensionally. I'm going to tell you, man, how that actually helps you inspire others as well. Because listen, when you analyzing, when you questioning everything, and then you lift the veil up and see, man, and you don't have to influence people on a vast scale. Everybody that you come in contact with, you're going to have a level of influence when you are analytical. Let me tell you, I went to Planet Fitness this morning, right? I'm in Planet Fitness, walking in the door. The lady is like, you got to wear a mask to work out. I said, excuse me? I got to wear a mask to work out. She said, yes, you got to wear a mask. I said, listen. And listen, everybody had the mask on, whatever. So I said, listen, did you know? Because I seen something in this young lady's eyes where she kind of knows that it's nonsense. She kind of knows it's kind of ridiculous that people got to wear the mask to go in and work out. Think about it. Think about how much oxygen you're losing. I mean, come on now. You're breathing in carbon monoxide. You're literally, if you're working out, I'm talking about you pushing up weights, you jogging, you doing your thing, and you got a mask on, you are literally restricting your airflow. It's dangerous. So I said, listen, here's a fun fact. And I felt like she was open to receive what I was saying. Although she got to keep the rules because it's her job. I still told her, I was like, did you know that only about 4% mortality rate goes for this virus? She was like, 4%? I'm like, yeah, did you know that it's a 99% recovery rate for coronavirus? And she was like, no, I didn't know that. And I was like, did you know that, what did I said, did you know that tuberculosis in 2016 killed 10 times more people than coronavirus? She was like, no. I was like, well, I think it would be more dangerous restricting your airflow. We have more of a chance of passing out and restricting airflow through carbon dioxide poisoning. The chances of that happening than the virus is like 10 to 1. And she was like, that's interesting. I was like, now listen, I was like, I'm telling you this because it feels like you need this information. But I'm gonna go get the mask because I know this is your job. I went and got the mask, walked in, took the mask off. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much every brother I seen did the same thing. Got the mask, came in, took the mask off, which is that's a very good thing because brother, a lot of people are not falling for the nonsense. We know that it's lunacy. We know that the world powers is actually trying to get us to cover our face as a gag order. They don't want us to talk no more. It's symbolic. It's a symbolic sign to wear a mask. It's telling you this is the muzzle. Stop speaking up. Too many people are waking up. Stop speaking. That's what the mask is really about. But I put that out there because we're analytical people. We're going to analyze the whole situation. We're going to analyze the whole picture. And that in terms causes influence. Now, maybe that young lady was influenced by what I said. Maybe it changed her perspective. Maybe it's something that she'll talk about when she go home, like, let me go look this up. Because, that's some interesting stats. Being analytical is very important. When you're a loner, you have more time to be analytical. You have more time to pay attention to the people. Pay attention to the masses and how the masses move. Just look at how everybody moves. Now, that was number 14. Number 15. They make sure others have a voice. The loner makes sure others have a voice. Yes. Very, very important. Very important. Now, what do I mean by this? Not only is the loner found a way to become a better listener, become more observant, more analytical, put things into its proper perspective, but the loner also understands the importance of other people. The loner also understands that it's important to take heed to other people's mentality, people's thoughts, people's opinions. It is very important because you realize one key factor, that the Most High did not design us to be alone forever. Yes. The Most High did not design us to take everything and internalize it. No. I'm giving you the facts here, ladies and gentlemen. The Most High intended on us to be a body. The body of Christ. Now, you learn all these valuable lessons by being a loner, but you understand the importance of other people's voices. You understand that the Most High God talks through people. Yes. And see, this is where it could become detrimental for those who want to be loners. They don't understand that God talks through people. They don't understand that the Most High put people in your life. The Most High God operates through people. A lot of people don't grasp that concept. So they believe that everything that they feel personally is the uncut truth. They have all the answers. Nobody else knows anything. And they believe that they are one with the Creator, and nobody else has any perspective when it comes to what the Creator is saying. Although He speaks to all of us very differently. Then you become one who looks down upon everybody. You cannot be influential if you're looking down upon brothers and sisters who are trying to change, may not see things the way you see it. The Most High may be speaking to them in their time period. You're not able to reach those people. And I'm making this video because it's very important for targeted individuals to become influential. We did not go, you cannot sit here and tell me that I went through neighborhood mobbing for no reason. You cannot sit here and tell me that I wasn't having my property damaged for no reason. You cannot sit here and tell me that I was not being slandered for no reason, having smear campaigns against me for no reason. You cannot tell me that. It had to be a reason. It had to be a learning experience. It had to be a way to show others that we're going against some demonic forces that would like to stop us at every whim, at every corner. There's demonic forces that would like to break us down and stop us from reaching our full potential. It would like to stop us from influencing our own people, influencing people to change and turn to the Heavenly Father and begin to really maneuver in the right direction. And although we're not perfect, You know, New Breed can get very ratchet at times. Y'all know this guy on social media, but listen, I'm a very balanced person. I know how to have fun. I know how to turn up. I know how to do my thing, man. I'm telling you right now, I can get very, very ratchet at times. And the Most High is working on me with that. That's one of my weaknesses. And I'm so transparent with y'all. I tell you, there are times where I may drink a little too much. I may say the wrong thing. I may act the wrong way. But it shows you the Most High is still working with us. We all a growing process. We're all learning. We're all developing. If you ask 10 people, if you ask 10 people who I am personally, they're gonna give you 10 different answers. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you ask 10 people who I am personally, who have met me and come in contact, they're gonna give you 10 answers. And a lot of you brothers and sisters who stand alone, you're gonna get the same reaction. You're gonna get the same. People are gonna act the same way towards you. If any of y'all, 10 people ask about you, you're gonna get 10 different answers because you have learned to adapt. You have learned to be alone, and the Most High is working with peculiar people. Peculiar people. We're different. We're different in the way we move, and this is why the satanic powers study us so much. They study us so much because they don't understand our ways. They don't understand why we move the way we move, why we act the way we act, why we say the things we say, why we maneuver the way we maneuver. To them, they looking like these people are strange. These people are strange. And they try their best to brainwash us with their propaganda to make us a certain way. Just like if you don't follow the group, if you don't follow what everybody else believes, in the black community in particular, you a coon, right? You Uncle Ruckus. If you don't follow behind all these pro-blackity black liberated movements, if you don't stand behind them, something's wrong with you, right? That's because you're a loner, you're analytical. You're gonna go your own direction and you're gonna follow that narrow path. But you gotta understand, the Most High gave a lot of people a voice. Gave a lot of people a voice. Don't ever think that you're the only voice. As an empathetic person, as people who are loners, don't ever think, don't even consider that you have all the answers. Don't even consider that you're perfect. The Bible says a man who says he is without sin is a liar and the damn truth ain't in him. A liar and the truth ain't in him. So, you gotta know. You gotta know yourself. You gotta spend that time alone. No doubt about that. Keisha K says, amen. Everyone makes mistakes along the way, but just as long as you don't stay forever stuck doing those same mistakes, after a while you learn and get strong and move on. Absolutely. That's just the 100% truth right there. No doubt about that. Max says, hive-minded sheep never appreciate the shepherd. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. People who tend to think in a hive usually have alternative motives as well. They usually have alternative motives. It's like people always want to get among the group and sit and search for superiority. You understand? It's like, that's one thing about me and my brothers. You can call us individualites all you would like. You can call us whatever you would like to call us. But when we come together, it's powerful. When we come together, it's powerful. We literally form Voltron. And that's how it's supposed to be, man. Funshine says, I told my mom Obama didn't do much for black people. She said, don't let anyone hear you talking about a black man like that. LOL. I'm black though. And I didn't say anything bad, just being honest. That's 100% facts. That's 100% facts. Don't feel bad. Barack Obama did a lot for the LGBTQ, but Barack Obama didn't do much for black people. Matter of fact, there was more videos going viral of police brutality under his administration, and this man, being a black man, ain't said a damn thing. Let me just say this. You just brung something up to my attention about this systemic race baiting that's taking place. Man, I shared this story on my on a chat a while ago. I think it was a couple videos back, but we got to stop obsessing over racism. A couple days ago, I went and returned a phone that I didn't like because it was messing up my live streams. Walked into the store, a black woman was serving me. She was actually the manager of the store. Black woman. I had the product that I wanted to return. I'm talking about the product in good condition. I only bought it a week ago. Nice cell phone and whatnot. I didn't like it. It overheated too quick. Various reasons, I just wanted to take it back. So anyway, I brought the wrong box. It was actually in a box that I had on a previous phone. So the lady gave me a hard time. She acted like I stole the phone. I'm talking about phones have IME numbers. You could pull the receipt up in the store, everything. I mean, the lady was just like, just being a total bitch, all right? Just being a total bitch, black woman, right? It was just crazy. So she was trying to, turn me around and I'm like, listen, what am I going to do? I don't want this product. I want to return this product. I don't want it. So make a long story short, I got on the phone with customer service because they're supposed to take the product back. I get on the phone with customer service, right? What I perceive to be a Caucasian lady, she sounds like a Caucasian lady. Very nice. And she basically asked to speak to the manager. And she's like, ma'am, can you just pull the receipt up? I mean, the way she was talking to her is like, why are you giving this man such a hard time? I mean, ma'am, I understand that he doesn't have a box. I mean, she's on the phone with her like, yeah, he walked in here with it's in a whole new box. I don't know what is. Well, ma'am, can you use the IME and just return the product? White lady. Black person being a total bitch. White lady like, hey, white people have better customer service than black people. New Breed said it. And guess what? I totally mean it. White people have way better customer service than black people. It's just a fact. I don't care who's offended. I'm not a pro-black channel. I don't give a damn what you think. I much rather, when it comes to customer service, I much rather deal with a white person than a black person. That's just how I feel about it. But that just shows you that we got to stop obsessing over racism. Stop obsessing over damn racism, man. Your own damn people are the ones that's going to treat you wrong. I'm telling you right now. This lady, even afterwards, right? She asked somebody else to help me. She like, well, somebody help him. The guy go, okay, what can I do for you? He wants to return the phone, but he ain't got the box. So you got to look up the IME and everything. That's your damn job. Make a customer feel bad for coming in and returning a product. That's just crazy. But that's what we dealing with. So, man, for all that race baiting, man, we ain't with all that, man. I don't give a damn. I'm pro-truth. If you wicked as hell, to hell with you. I don't give a damn what skin color you are. And that's just honest. That's honestly how I feel. Omarion Slaughter says politicians is not the overall solution to the problem. Truly turning and seeking to the Most High God himself and honoring his law, statutes, and commandments is the overall solution to the problem. Facts. Facts. And these race baiters are always pointing the finger and blaming every damn body for our problems. When we gonna look at ourselves and take a look at our own communities and start to change things? Somebody said Asians have great customer service. Yeah, the real Derek Jackson says our own people will follow you around the store like you stealing. Facts. I guess they seen beard and dreadlocks and was like, hey, he stole this damn phone. Yup, bad luck says it's the crabs in the bucket. No doubt about that, man. Somebody said trademark that pro-truth. I might have to do that. I might have to do that. Somebody said I'm so tired of living around these demons. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Somebody said they professive carnal spirits. No doubt, man. Y'all gotta know we living in a very spiritual war. Get those carnalities out of here, man. It's not a carnal battle. Even with bad customer service or people just acting a certain way, it's nothing but demons, man. They want you to react to their negativity. No doubt about that. But man, this video has been phenomenal. I always love building with y'all. Later on, actually, real soon, maybe like right after I end this stream, I'm going to be doing an Instagram live with Jungle Bay, sister on Instagram. Her name is Jungle Bay. You can follow her at on Instagram at Jungle Bay. She's real dope, man. She talks about the herbs. She's in the UK, and we're gonna do a live stream together, speaking on certain herbs and things of that nature, and some of the most powerful herbs. If you don't follow me on IG, follow me at newbreed404. All right, it's gonna be a phenomenal stream, and then later on, I'm gonna start. Most likely by tomorrow, for those who have not subscribed to the new channel, by tomorrow we're gonna start posting music on it. We're gonna start posting certain things by tomorrow on it. The new channel is called New Breed Music and Motivation. If you haven't subscribed, just go to my community section. It'll be a link there in the box, and just go ahead and go subscribe to the new channel. It's gonna be fire. But as always, it's an honor to build with y'all. Y'all make sure y'all have a blessed day. With that being said, shalom and peace.